Let's talk about banking of gametes. Banking of gametes involves processes whereby eggs, sperm, or fertilized embryos are stored for use in the future. This has become necessary because of the rising rates of infertility in couples. But first of all, let's discuss the egg banking. Egg banking is a viable option for women who want to postpone childbearing till much later in life so they can pursue their career goals. It's also a good one for ladies who donate their eggs to be used by couples with fertility challenges. Women who are about to commence cancer, chemo, or radiotherapy and are still desirous of children are advised on banking of their eggs. This is because chemotherapy and radiotherapy will destroy the ovaries, making egg banking a viable option for them. The procedure involves the stimulation of a woman's ovaries with ovulation induction drugs to produce a large number of follicles, which are then extracted, frozen, and stored in nitrogen chambers. The eggs are usually frozen through a process called vitrification, which rapidly freezes them. The stored eggs could be used much later, and they have a comparable pregnancy rate with fresh eggs. Ova are usually collected from women less than 35 years of age. When the women of the couple decide to use the eggs, they are thawed and then fertilized with the husband's or male partner's sperm, and then cultured in an IVF laboratory incubator to produce embryos. Number 2, let's discuss sperm banking. Sperm banking is a process that involves a man providing the sperm in a banking facility for use at a later date or to earn some money by donating the sperm, which is sold to couples. Sperm banks have assisted a good number of women to bear their children in conditions where this might otherwise not have been possible. It enables people to have more choices over the issue of reproduction. Sperm banking is beneficial in cases where the man wishes to use the sperm cells later and he feels he may have a challenge in future with his fertility. It's also good in men who are on treatment for cancer and couples who need fertility treatment and the man may not be available to provide fresh sperm cells, such as in cases where the couples don't live together in the same city. Sperm banking is a viable option. Men having a vasectomy and who feel they may change their mind later on about more kids in the future will benefit from this procedure. In countries where sperm banks are allowed to operate, they are regulated by local laws to protect the unborn child. The sperms are usually stored in small containers holding less than 1 ml of it and preserved in liquid nitrogen tanks. Sperm cells can be stored for more than 15 years. The sperm cells stored in bags for commercial use can be sold to single mothers whose partners have severe sperm challenges, and recently to the LGBTQ couples to enable them have children. There are criteria that have to be met for commercial sperm donors. The sperm donors usually must be healthy males between the ages of 18 and 45 years, and they have to be willing to undergo frequent testing and be willing to donate their sperm so that they can be used to impregnate women who are related to and unknown by them. They must not be gay and they must be free from sexually transmitted infection. 3. Embryo banking. Embryo banking involves freezing embryos below -198 degrees Celsius to save them for use at a future date. It's an important part of routine assisted reproductive programs where surplus embryos are preserved. Embryo freezing is a viable option for use of the embryo at a later date. This increases the IVF success rate and reduces the cost of subsequent treatment for the client and the risk involved with ovulation induction and egg retrieval. Embryo banking is beneficial if the IVF procedure fails or the IVF cycles are cancelled because of risks from the procedure. In women with cancer and on treatment who are desirous of more children, they may benefit from this program as cancer treatment impairs fertility. Good quality embryos can be frozen for as long as possible and stored for use at a later date. The average length of time of storage is about 10 years. However, it could be longer. The use of a frozen embryo for achieving a pregnancy gives the same pregnancy rates as a fresh embryo. There are two methods of freezing embryos. They include the slow or gradual freezing in a freezer and the rapid freezing or vitrification, in which the embryos are rapidly frozen in nitrogen. Chemicals called cryoprotectants are used during the process of vitrification to prevent ice crystals from forming, which could damage the embryos. It's the preferred method of choice for embryo freezing. Embryo freezing is relatively safe and often leads to a successful pregnancy and delivery. However, some of the embryos may get damaged during thawing, and there may be the possibility of a slightly higher chance of genetic abnormalities in the children born from it. Embryo freezing is still a developing field, and more research is ongoing about its safety. If you are considering embryo cryopreservation, talk to your gynecologist or fertility specialist for further information.